Yes, people. Welcome back to GNA TV. Before we move forward, let's cue that intro. Yes, people. Welcome back to GNA TV. Can you hear me? Because I haven't plugged in. Can someone in the comments let me know? Because I haven't plugged in my microphone like an idiot. Can anyone actually hear me? Am I clear? Am I not clear? Anyone in the chat, let me know. Let me know if you can hear me right now before we move forward. Is it clear or does it sound very unclear? One second. Is it? Yes, we can. Can you hear me though? Yeah. Big Ron, can you hear me clearly? Because I haven't got my microphone in at the moment. All right, cool. All right. I won't be using that then. I mucked that up, didn't I? Right. Okay, people. Welcome back to GNA TV. Lovely having you back here. We are going to talk a bit of Chelsea news today. All right, 1 second. Before I go into this, let me just plug this in, guys, because what I don't want to do is ruin it. Yeah. 2 seconds. 2 seconds, people. Right. 2 seconds, people. 2 seconds. Hello. Right. Can you hear me now? Is that better? Is that better? Can you hear me? Can you hear me, people? Can you hear me? Can anyone hear me right now? I need to know. All right, better. All right, so that's better, yeah? You can hear me. All right, wicked. People, welcome back to GNA TV. Sorry for the little bit of an issue that I had with maintenance. It's a bit of a headache. I forgot to plug my thing in. But we're here to talk Hakimi. We're here to talk Chelsea news. We're here to talk about the fixture list as well for Chelsea. And there's been some recent news. There's been some recent news recently just come out on the Hakimi deal. So I'm going to share that with you guys. But before we move forward, please smash the like buttons. I'm just going to go through some of your chats. Let's try and wait for people to get in as well. Big up to A-Hi, Big Ron. Big shout out to you, bro. I hope you are all well. Yeah, you can hear me now, Big Ron. Yeah, that's good. Good morning to you, Fatter. I hope you're well as well, bro. I hope you are doing all good. Yeah, listen. Sorry, mate. Sorry. Usually I'm always on top of things, but it is what it is. You can hear and see me, wicked. Big up to 88th bus stop as well. Hope he's well. Are you doing your Ali G? Sounded like it, did it? Sounded like I was going, what's up? Respecta, bruv. What you saying? Was it respecta? Yeah, something like that. Anyway, let me sort this camera out as well. There we go. Good. Fata can hear me. Good. Jim, what did you say about Jorginho putting in masterclasses for Italy so far? He's been good at the moment. So far, so good. But there's bigger tests to come for Mr. Jorginho. Big up to the main man. Big up to Concierge of Crime. Right, I feel like you're all slowly starting to come in now, which is good. Let's delve into the main topic, right? So Simon Phillips, literally about an hour ago. Big up to you, Aaron, as well. Just see you there. He's literally an hour ago just come out with this information here. Let's do it. So he basically tweeted saying, "I have some further information on our Hakimi pursuit." Right. So I've clicked into it, and this was literally an hour ago, so not long ago. So once you click into it, which it's not going to show you now because I'm on another page. Great. Let's stop this one. Once you click into it, it then goes into a little article which Simon Phillips has actually wrote himself, talking about just going into detail, going into depth about the Hakimi deal. Yeah. So further update on our Chelsea's pursuit of Mr. Hakimi, right? And as you scroll down, it then says it's on Cy Phillips's own website. So if you want to go Cy Phillips talks Chelsea .subtract.com. You can go and check this out yourselves directly as well. So this was posted, like I said, an hour ago. He said, "Yesterday you would have seen my article along with a few other insider reports suggesting that Hakimi is close to Chelsea. This morning, this was then backed up by reliable Italian sources, i.e. Di Maurizio, Angelo from Sky Sports, etc., etc. Right? Then it says, before I move on, must reiterate this deal. This does not mean that Hakimi to Chelsea is a done deal yet. However, it's looking promising and things are advancing, right? Which we kind of knew anyway. It was nothing. It wasn't like we weren't aware that that wasn't the case. It wasn't like we knew it was our player sort of thing, if that makes sense. So, and then when you move on, it then says, in my reports yesterday, I explained that I did not have too many of the details surrounding the deal. And in terms of details, that is still the case. And other than knowing it has progressed positively over the last 24 hours, further talks and deals is now close. So it's closer than what it was 24 hours ago. Yeah. And this is, if the Italian reports are to be believed, Marcos Alonso could become a part of the deal, but I've not had that confirmed or denied as of yet. So there's a lot of ifs and buts still, and in terms of what Inter Milan actually want from this deal. Do they want an Emerson? Do they want an Alonso? Do they want I don't know, a Christensen, for example? So there was a lot of talks about certain individuals and certain players potentially coming across. Then Simon Phillips, I'm going to send you the link on it after, but then he goes into basically saying, where is it? If the Italian, yeah. So it says, please remember at this point, things can always change right up until you see him holding that Chelsea shirt, which we all know. We've seen it before. We've done it to Spurs before. Willian goes to Spurs. He's just about to take his medical. Chelsea make the call. They put an offer forward. He leaves their ground and heads over to the blue side, the best side, the biggest side of London to join us. So it does happen. You must understand that it's normal in these deals. I mean, just look at how many managers have pretty much announced in the last 2 weeks, right? Tottenham have announced the last 2 weeks. The difference with things, we know what Tottenham are about. We know their model. They've always been up in the air and they've always not been good at this stuff anyway. But anyway, I've spoken to a source. This is where it gets interesting. He says, I've spoken to a source closer to the player and I'm able to bring more positive updates to the Chelsea pursuit of Hakimi. My friend and colleague, Jamie Wilkinson, has typed up some information on the situation for call offside. Today, he has spoken to his trusted and close source to the player once again to bring further significant info for me to release. And this is the info that he's released. Here is what our source has told us. The feeling was that Hakimi was going to be joining PSG. Leonardo had been on the phone with his agent. They submitted a bid. Hakimi was even asking his family of recommendations of places to live in Paris. So for me, at that point, it was looking like he was going. You know, he was. There was nothing else on the table. Paris Saint-Germain made it very clear and evident that they were interested into the guy as well. So that makes sense, yeah. Before we move forward, guys, please smash the like button. Please smash that like. Please subscribe if you're new to GNA TV as well. And yeah, please share on all your socials. Let's try and build this up. Let's try and let people get involved. Let's try and get the Chelsea family over here as well. Let's try and keep them involved in this. And then it goes on to saying, that's all changed now. Radio silence from PSG after the first bid was submitted. So PSG have submitted that first bid, but then they've just gone a little bit quiet. But then there was a lot of talks from other articles saying that PSG had already put an increased offer in, etc., etc. So obviously you're starting to hear certain things being untrue, true, etc., etc. Where there is hope that PSG will come back from another bid is more hope than expectation. So that makes it sound like more of, well, Chelsea have come in, they've put an offer forward. No, they feel like PSG might actually take a step back because they don't feel like they're going to offer the full amount that Inter Milan are asking. Or maybe they feel like they haven't got anything that they can personally offer or provide to Hakimi, which would make sense. Which would make sense, yeah. He's told his family he's no longer expecting them to move to Paris, but to be with them. Paris to be with them. Chelsea are showing real intent in the negotiations. So what he means by that is he's told his family that there's no longer expecting to move to Paris to be with them. Chelsea are showing a real intent in the negotiations. Hakimi and his family are now seeing a move to Chelsea as the most plausible deal to be done. Personal terms won't be a problem for Hakimi. Hakimi is happy to move to Chelsea, even if PSG were his first choice. So it seems like the deal's suited for both sides, if that makes sense. So both sides are probably benefiting from it. Both sides are, more interested in the Chelsea package than what PSG are offering. Maybe because PSG have gone quiet. Maybe because PSG are not even offering anything, as Simon Phillips has mentioned here. He then goes on to say, further to this, we are also told he's looking for a forever club. He was very settled in Madrid. It was his home. Leaving his Germany was hard, but having 2 years there helped. He loved playing for Inter under Conte, but never really settled in Milan. Wherever he goes next, he wants to settle there with his partner and his son. So basically, his next big move, he wants to make sure that he stays and he's committed and he doesn't have to continue obviously switching around, which is fair enough. It can be quite challenging, daunting for certain individuals to continuously keep having to do that. So as you can see again, this is positive news, but the deal is not done yet, and Chelsea will have to now look to get this one over the line and put off any late moves from PSG. And that there, my friends, is from Simon Phillips, tweeted and quoted from Simon Phillips, actually. So what I'll do for you in the chat is I will put the link in there. The link is there for you to look at later on. Simon Phillips' own page. So go and have a look at it because it is interesting. I am going to keep it here for now because I think people will come in later on. And again, I want to kind of sort of re-highlight that with individuals that are coming through anyway. So what are your thoughts on that, people? Because from what I'm getting from what Simon Phillips is saying there, Chelsea are pretty much there. It's just about understanding what Inter Milan want in terms of players from Chelsea, and then Chelsea just getting it done, putting it across, putting deal across. That is pretty much all I can see from it. Let's just go through some of your chats quickly, as well. Fata's just woke up. Well, Duca, from that, for me, it's still not fully 100% confirmed, but it's still up in the air. But it looks like it's a possibility. Simon Phillips, as people slowly coming in, has just an hour ago put this article out. I'll put the article link in the chat as well for you guys to check it at some point. What type of midfielder do you think we need, Jem? And who would you like us to sign there the most? I know there's a lot of talks with Declan Rice, and I think moving the ball progressive, moving forward, I think he's good. I just don't know whether he's in the long run the player for Chelsea. I know some Chelsea individuals think he is, but it's another story. Who I want, I would love a Verratti. Verratti's the kind of player I would want at Chelsea. For me, he's like an upgrade in many ways to certain individuals that we have in our team already. And I think he would bring a lot to the team. Just that class, on the ball. Something we lack. I think we lack, when we've got the ball, I think we lack that movement, that control, do you know what I mean? Like, yeah, our midfield are good at hunting the ball down and breaking down play. But it's when we've got the ball moving forward and progressing with the ball into the final third that we seem to break down quite a lot. So I'd like to see us do better there. Yeah, big up to you, One Rovers. I hope you will. I hope you are well. Hey, hope you're all doing well. Big up, Jim. Big up to Talau as well. I hope you're well, bro. Ian's in the house. Big up to Josh as well. He never sleeps. That is true. Gattuso's not going Spurs. That is true as well. That is true. That was announced today as well. That was very, very true. Hakimi and Reece James on the right back for the next decade. Well, the next thing we're going to do, because I know people talk a lot about the Hakimi situation, especially across all of these usual games. There's an article on Sky Sports that were done, I think today or yesterday, about comparing the players, comparing Hakimi, Reece James, and Aspian, and what they can bring. And I'm going to share that with you guys very, very soon as well. Hakimi is pretty much a done deal. It's similar to the Liverpool Canate deal. I mean, it is, but Vel, I don't know if you've just come in now. I've just read out the Simon Phillips article, which is what I've got highlighted at the moment. Basically, just clarifying and confirming that it's still not done. PSG have still not sort of done anything, and it's more of a hope rather than an expectation from them. But there's no real clarification in terms of what player Inter Milan want. Obviously, they did mention Marcos Alonso, but Marcos Alonso still hasn't been confirmed as the individual that Inter Milan want yet. He's still waiting for his sources to confirm to come back to him. He's got some other sources that are writers for the Court Offside, Jamie Wilkinson. He spoke to him, and there was a source told Simon Phillips basically that Hakimi was in Paris hunting for houses, looking for somewhere to stay at the time as well. He was looking for somewhere to stay at the time as well. And then obviously it went quiet because they put PSG had submitted that first bid. He went over there. He had his mind set to be at PSG. He was looking in Paris. He was in Paris looking for homes to stay in, etc., etc. And then all of a sudden Chelsea dropped this bid. Yeah, and then obviously it kind of opens the door. And since that, PSG haven't really done or offered or said anything as to now. I know there's a lot of reports saying that they have, but Simon Phillips, one of his close people that are close to Hakimi, someone that knows Hakimi personally, has reiterated that as well. So it's interesting news. It's interesting news, and obviously Hakimi is now preferring the Chelsea move even more so. Chelsea is showing more intent. Chelsea are also giving Inter Milan less of a headache by offering them an individual, because as you know, at Chelsea we do need to offload a lot of players. There's a lot of players at Chelsea that currently need to be offloaded, and so this article does make sense. And what Simon Phillips has said today, an hour ago, I think sort of adds up. And like he says here, the deal is not done. He said it's all positive news if you're a Chelsea fan, but in terms of the deal itself, it's not a done deal. There is still an opportunity that PSG might pull in late. They might make a late move, but as of now, PSG have only put in one bid, and that was the first initial bid before Chelsea had even shown any interest in him. So, interesting news, real interesting news. Please smash that like button, people. Share on all your socials. If you're new to GNA TV as well, please subscribe. Just giving you this update on the Simon Phillips article that he put out an hour ago today, and it was really delving into Hakimi, someone that knows Hakimi personally, and the situation. And one of the things that sort of surprised me most with it was this section, in terms of he really wants to find somewhere that he can call home. He's fed up of going from Germany to Italy, or originally he thought Madrid was going to be his home. They showed no real interest in him and have let him go. So he's at Inter Milan. He never felt he was at home. He was always going to leave. He enjoyed playing under Conte, but he was always going to, eventually make that move away from there. So the reason he went to Paris was because, and he was looking for homes in Paris, was because he was looking to settle. He's looking for somewhere that he can actually sit and stay moving forward. And now that obviously the opportunity of Chelsea's come at the door, he is happy to come to London. His family like the idea. He's looking to set up and be here sort of long term. He wants to sort of stay within the club, and it says it clear here. Hakimi and his family are now seeing a move to Chelsea as the most plausible deal to be done. Personal terms won't be a problem. Hakimi is happy to move to Chelsea, even if PSG were his first choice in that sense. He says, further to this, we are also told it is his forever club. He was very settled in Madrid. It was his home. Leaving for Germany was hard, but having 2 years there helped. He loved playing for Inter under Conte, but never really felt settled. And he wants to settle. His next step, he wants to settle with his partner and his son, and sort of just not have to keep moving around. And I get that. I get that as an individual, as a player. He's probably wanting to, find somewhere that he can live. And if he wants to find Chelsea as the place that he wants to move in and live at home, then fair enough. Fair enough. Come over and join us. Do you know what I mean? So that is the big news today. that is the big news that recently just came out from Simon Phillips. I know there's probably going to be potentially a lot more coming through as we go along. But like I said there, the big news of today in terms of the Hakimi deal is that Simon Phillips has made it very clear that Hakimi and Chelsea is still on. It's not confirmed. It's not a done deal. PSG have not offered anything else other than that first initial bid that they made. But then that was before Chelsea had even made the bid as well. Yeah, they've not done anything since that. So it was more of a hope rather than an expectation that PSG will put another bid in for Hakimi. But at the moment, Chelsea are looking good. There's no clarification as to what he said there in terms of Marcos Alonso going to Inter Milan as well, which is another situation. So what he's saying is there's been talks about it. It's not been denied that Alonso is going there or agreed. He's waiting for someone close to tell him if that is part of the deal, if Chelsea are to get Marcos Alonso over. It is very close, Undertaker CFC. It is very, very close. Tataus, big up to him. He says, Hakimi offers last updates from PSG is 70 mil. Yeah, and this is the thing. I mean, Simon Phillips has denied that. He's kind of said that that's not the case. But we'll have to wait and see. Classic Chelsea deal. The next news you'll see is he'll be holding the Chelsea shirt. And that's true. And Simon Phillips said it here, Josh. He said, until you see Hakimi holding that Chelsea shirt like that, then do not get too excited. Do not, because anything can happen last minute. Look what's happened to Spurs. Look at what has happened to Spurs with Forensica, whatever his name is. Fonseca, I think it is. Anyway, he was pretty much signed, agreed to go, and now it's flopped. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, big up to you, Josh. And please do that, people. Please do that. I appreciate it massively. Please share it on your socials. Let's try and get people over here so that they can be updated with the news today as well. What makes you think he'll stay at Chelsea for years? Well, apparently someone close to him, Hassan, has confirmed that he's just looking for somewhere that he can settle. He's got his wife and he's got his son, and they want to. And he was in Paris to find a sort of a forever home, is what Simon Phillips had said there. So, there's talks that he doesn't want to continue moving around. Hakimi is a smart sign and very versatile and can cover. And yes, he's still very young. He still has a lot to offer as well. Big up to Lambs is in the chat as well. She says, Moroccans love London, to be honest, but because we speak French, maybe he would be more settled in France, but I hope he comes to us. And I do as well. I really do as well. It's going to be interesting news. But before we move forward, people, please smash them likes. I'm going to move on to the next article with you guys, which is from Sky Sports. And this is pretty much more of a comparison, and I like to do this because it's good to see. It's good to see. Oh, don't want to see that. Don't want to see a watch. It's good. It's good to see for all of us, really, right? So, player comparison. If Hakimi is to be a Chelsea player, they've obviously put stats forward to compare him to James, to compare him to Azpilicueta as well. Appearances for Hakimi, 37. Reece James, 32. Aspie, 28. Sorry, guys, just having a drink. Goals are 7 for Hakimi, to Reece James's 1 and Aspie's 1. So let's go through it step by step. He's obviously played more because at Inter Milan he was obviously their first choice, but I don't think they actually had backup there. As with Chelsea, we're versatile. We know that Tuchel likes to rotate. We know Tuchel likes to switch things about. Yeah, so maybe then the appearances for Hakimi may drop when he comes to Chelsea because you might see a Reece James playing there, etc. He might want to keep rotating them, keeping them on their toes, keeping them fit. Right, goals wise, there's no talk about. I mean, there's not much to say in regards to the goal situation. He scored more goals. He scored 7 goals this season in 37 games. Reece James has only contributed to 1, and Aspie with the 1 as well. And if there's one thing that I can say with Hakimi that he's very good at doing, it is going forward. He's a threat in front of goal. Not only is he good on his assist levels, which is below, he's a threat in front of goal. And I watched a goal with Hakimi where he picked the ball up, and literally they were on the counter, and I think Lukaku played him in, and he's 1-on-1 with the goalie, and he just runs around the goalie and like he was a striker. Mad, didn't it? And you know what's even more mad, right? He scored 7 goals for Inter Milan. Our top goal scorer was Jorginho, with 7 goals, and they were all penalties. So he's literally matching our top goal scorer at the moment on 7 goals. That is mad, isn't it? That is mad. We go on to the assists, and the assists show 8 assists, 2 for Reece James and 2 for Aspie as well. Again, his assist levels are a lot better. And I think that's because he's more direct. I think it's because he can dribble. I think it's because he can take a player on. I think in Reece James, you don't see him take players on. He's good getting up the pitch and obviously delivering a ball. But sometimes you need, as a right wing back, I think in your game, you need to be able to commit a player. And by committing a player, you then open up spaces to allow people to run in. Does that make sense? So I think with Hakimi, what that will definitely give Chelsea is it will give us it will give us a more of a bigger threat on the attacking impotent side of things moving forward. Now you look at the crossing aspect; he's done more crosses. I mean, Reece James is there. Reece James is at 108 crosses. We know Aspie's not a real big crosser. He's played more as a right centre back, more as a right wing back. So I think this comparison is more to do with Hakimi and Reece James. 113 for Hakimi and 108 from James. It'd be interesting to see how many of them actually hit their target, the succession of them crosses, how many of them are sort of converted in many ways as well would be interesting. Duels won. Reece James has won more duels in less games than Hakimi, but then again, there's still not much of a difference between the two anyway. Do you know what I mean? So again, it's as of interest how good they are in terms of the duels. They both work hard. They both get up and down that pitch. That shows me that there will be a lot of versatility, a lot of movement, which we need within our game as well. Dribbles past, which is interesting because I thought James would never usually commit with the ball, and here it says otherwise. It shows how the artist can deceive. But Hakimi's done 25 dribbles past an individual, whereas Reece James has done 23, which is pretty close, to be fair. So I always assumed that Hakimi was very direct, but maybe he's direct without the ball, receiving the ball from deep sort of thing. So that's an interesting fact, and that just tells me that you've got two players that can both play a position, that can both compete for that position. I know a lot of people saying that Reece James potentially will go in as a right centre back, and I think that might be the case. You might see Aspie and Reece James rotated, Hakimi rotated. You might see all three of them rotated. There might be a game where you see Aspie as right centre back and Reece James as right wing back, Hakimi on the bench. That might happen. But what it gives us is versatility. It gives us an option to rotate. It gives us competition. And competition's good at Chelsea. Competition is so good. It's important that you have competition. Why? Because it keeps players on their toes. That's what we want, isn't it? We want the best of the best in their positions. And for me, Hakimi has to be up there with the top three in the world in terms of as a right wing back, what he can offer. There's not many better than him. Reece James has recently been introduced into it and played well in that position at a latter stage under Tuchel. He gives us balance. But don't be surprised if Reece James is the right centre back with Hakimi playing as the right wing back. I think that's going to be really, really interesting, and I think something we should really look out for as well. I'm just going to go through some of your comments quickly because I know I've been talking a lot. I will be putting the link in the chat. I want you to come in. I want to talk about this as well, and I also want to go through the fixture list quickly. We will be going through the Chelsea fixture list for 21-22, so please make sure you stay tuned in. We've got some tough, challenging 6 games to start with as well, so make sure you stay tuned in for that as well. Forenza was never coming to Spurs. Yeah, I agree with that. I'm going to stay off that because we are talking about Chelsea. Let's smash them likes. Let's try and get to 30 likes, people. There's 36 of you here right now. Let's do that. Let's share on our socials. Let's let people know that we are live at the moment. I will be going back over, because there's 30 odd of you here, what we've been talking about. The news is that Simon Phillips, an hour ago, has just brought out an article on his website, which I've tagged in this chat, basically confirming that someone that he knows that's close to Hakimi is pretty much confirmed that he was in Paris PSG originally. He was looking for the deal. The deal was pretty much there. This was the first initial PSG bid at the time. Chelsea put the bid in. Since that, PSG have not done nothing. They've not even entertained. They've not put nothing in. They've not shown any interest into him. So this is why they feel like even if Hakimi wanted to go PSG, because they haven't shown that interest, he's now more plausible to go to Chelsea. And Simon Phillips has basically said that he is happy to move to London, but wherever he moves and when he moves to Chelsea, He wants to make sure that it's his long-term home with his son and his wife. He doesn't want to have to continuously move around. And he has. Let's be serious. He was in Spain. He's been Germany. He's been over at Italy, which apparently he wasn't ever satisfied or settled there. It was always going to look to sort of move away from originally, but he did enjoy playing under Conte. And Paris and London seems to be the two places that he wants to make as his main home, more so London. But the deal ain't done yet. And Simon Phillips has said it very clearly. The deal has not been done. It's not confirmed. It's not confirmed. Anything can happen at the last minute. And PSG might come out with a raging mad bid. So let's just make sure we keep an eye out for that. But at the moment, it's looking positive news for Chelsea, is what Simon Phillips has said an hour ago on his article on Twitter as well. Big up to Jordan. Look at the "Are you Bayern tweet. What is it, bro? Tell me. What is it? Just give me, if you can, copy and paste the article in the chat. Let me know, and I'll bring it up for you, bro. Let us know, because I know things are coming in progressively, and that's why I'm here right now, to try and keep you guys up to date. And the most up to date news is Simon Phillips at the moment. So let's go. What else have we got here? Hakimi. I ain't even reading that, Fata, because I can't read French, so don't even bother. Okay, CFC Saudis fans tweet. There's a lot going on here. I can't read CFC Saudis fans tweet because it's all in Arabic. I can't read it out usually when I look at it. So, right, guys, there's nearly 50 of you here. Please smash that like button. If you're new to GNA TV, please subscribe as well. We're going to continue bringing you this information as well. The link will be in the chat. Slen says, give me Hakimi and Reece on the right. Why there's 44 of you here, let me please... let's quickly reiterate on what we spoke about. The link's going to be in the chat very, very soon for you guys. I want some people to come in and join me, because we're going to go through the 21-22 fixture list for Chelsea, which has already been announced. But this is what I was going on this morning. If you guys have only just tuned in, this was the big news that's come out of today. Georgie, sorry, cheers, bro. This is off topic, but you do a great job streaming solo, Jim. Thanks, man. I appreciate it. I am trying. I am quite new to this thing. So, yeah, I try my best for you guys to try and keep you up to date with things. And, yeah, I appreciate the support and you guys obviously being here and continuously showing that. So, thank you very much. Hakimi. This is the news. This is the news. So Simon Phillips has brought an article out today, and it was over an hour ago, which he posted on Twitter, and I clicked into it, and it was basically just him talking about everything that's been going on in the past 24 hours in terms of the how close Hakimi is to Chelsea. And yeah, it is close, and it has been confirmed by the likes of Di Maurizio, Angelo, etc., from people from sort of bigger journalists. Hakimi is not a done deal yet, but it is looking promising, is what he said here. Please remember, at this point, things can always change right up until you see him holding that Chelsea shirt. You must understand this is normal in deals. And that's true. I think journalists get a lot of headache because they put their necks on the line. They're always forever saying it's a close till it's a done deal. But they can't control what clubs are doing behind the scenes. And if PSG do put that bid in at the last minute, the full 80 mil, and it's honoured, he might change his mind. He might. Who knows? And I agree with Simon Phillips. But he has got a friend called Jamie Wilson who basically types for caught offside, and this was the article, the source that was coming out from it. He basically said that here is what our source has told us. The feeling was that Hakimi was going to join PSG. Leonardo had been on the phone with his agent. They submitted the bid. Hakimi was even asking his family of recommendations of places to sort of house hunt in Paris, because he was looking to settle. Because at that point, Chelsea had not came in to put the bid down. Do you know what I mean? That's all changed now. Radio silence from PSG after this first bid was submitted. While there is hope that PSG will come back with another bid, it's more hope than expectation. So that tells me that there hasn't been any bids. I know there's been other sources tweeting that PSG are going in for the 480 mil, etc. But from what Simon Phillips knows, and someone that's close to Hakimi, they've confirmed that that's not the case at the moment. That's it's only been one bid from PSG. And it's been pretty much Chelsea that have been sort of leading the race and showing more interest in Hakimi in many ways. He's told his family he's no longer expecting to move to Paris to be with them. Chelsea are showing real intent in the negotiation. Hakimi and family are now seeing a move to Chelsea as the most plausible deal to be done. Personal terms won't be a problem. Hakimi is happy to move to Chelsea, even if PSG was his first choice. Further to this, we are also told he's looking for a forever club. which basically means he wants to find somewhere that he can settle in the long run. He was very settled in Madrid and found it at his home. Obviously, they didn't show any interest in him. He went to Germany for 2 years, which did help. And then obviously he played under Conte with Inter. But it was never really settled at Inter. He was always going to make that next move. And he wants to settle. He goes wherever he goes next. And it says here, wherever he goes next, he wants to settle there with his partner and his son. He doesn't want to continuously have to keep moving around. So as you can see, again, this is positive news, but this deal is not done yet. And Chelsea will have to now look to get this over the line and put off any late moves from PSG. Quoted Simon Phillips there, as you can see. Like I said, I'm not just blabbering away. This is from someone that's a sort of a reasonable source, a big source anyway. So that's the news on Hakimi. I'm going to put the link in the chat for you guys to come in and have your say. We're going to go through the Chelsea fixture list very soon as well. But let's just quickly finish off talking about this Hakimi news for the next 10 minutes or so. Get you guys in. The link is in the chat. 54 of you here. Let's try and get to 50 likes, people. Please get to 50 likes. Please share on all your socials as well. If you can do that, it will be a massive help to the channel as we're slowly on our way to the 1.5k mark as well. Can't wait till Timo bags this season. Fatter and his client. All good, Thompson. All good, bro. All good. I hope you're all well as well, guys, wherever it is that you are. And Ian, I've just released the news to you guys, the daily news, the news that's come out recently on this one. 50 million euros plus 15 add-on being considered, which obviously includes Alonso. And that's true. It will include Alonso, but Alonso's only going to be sort of rated around 18-odd mil, 18.5 mil when you work it out, because obviously the euros and sterling currency is different, you know. So if Chelsea are putting a £50 million sterling offer down, yeah, then that's pretty much close to what they want. And then if you add Alonso on then, which is going to be about 18.5 mil sterling, that will then add up to the total of 80 mil. Does that make sense? So they will sort of paragonize it all together. But 15 goals for Timo incoming. I can see a lot of Timo talk. What's going on here? What is going on here, guys? So the retweet, Abdi saying, CFC Audi tweeted Marcos Alonso is close to moving to Inter Milan. It is expected that he will be a part of the Hakimi deal to Chelsea. There you go, people. There you go. There's more sources coming out there. Ramos to Man City. Well, I heard Man City try to bid for Varane this morning. That's what they said on Sky Sports. Spotted in Guy Lawrence's office at Chelsea training fee in Cobham today. Just have a look at the tweet, please. I cannot describe it. What tweet, Jordan? Who? Tell me which one and I'll search it up now. Tell me what one and I'll search it up now and I'll bring it on. What tweet are you talking about? Man like Fatur is here. Velv as well.
You alright, man?
How you doing?
Hello.
You alright? You
Yeah,
good?
not too bad.
What's your thoughts on this sort of news that's come out today in terms of Simon Phillips and do you think it makes a lot more sense in terms of how he's explained it and the movement, etc. of Hakimi? Think we'll get the job done?
I think it's all a matter of time. Personal terms already agree of.
Yeah.
Personal terms already agree of, you know, because I think it around like 50 million euros plus an add-on. That's how the newspaper work these days. Sorry about that.
Man?
What's going on, man?
That's my mom. Somebody called me, but I got my William ringtone, so oops.
No,
Never
Timo
mind.
Werner chant. That's disgraceful for you.
But yeah, man, it's only a matter of time, you know. I think we can get the deal done by the end of next week, I reckon. And if we do, it'll be a massive boost regardless, because Inter had no choice by comes 1st of July. They had to accept our deal, basically. So time is ticking for Inter Milan to sort out the deal. But from our side point of view, I think we gave them the offer that everything that we've got, you know. But it's just from their perspective, you know. So,
Yeah. No, I do hear that. Slens is with us as well. Slens, how you been, brother? You all right? All good?
Yes, bro. You good, man?
Not bad.
I'm
Not
good.
bad. I mean, I'm assuming you was tuned in when I was going through the Simon Phillips article and what was said. What are
I've
your
read
thoughts
it.
on it? What are your thoughts on it? And that was what sort of
Bro,
did you-
at this rate, it's more difficult for the deal to fall through than to actually go through. That's what I kind of gathered from this. I think everything is falling into place in regards to the price, the players they want in return, and the pursuing of the player from us in the first place. So, listen, Inter Milan need to sell him. Tuchel has highlighted the right wing back position as a priority to upgrade. This is the best right wing back in the business. It's a no-brainer. Anyone who tells me otherwise is delusional. I think this deal is almost. Listen, this deal is going to be great for us. This guy is is an outlet on the right who will create so much havoc, man. Our right side is very impotent. You bring in someone like Hakimi, they're transforming our team. And listen, man, be excited, guys. Be very excited. That's what I'll say, man. Be very excited.
Jordan, I can't find this guy's on the internet. I've written his name in. It's not
Let
coming
me
up.
have a look
No,
for you. Let me have a look for
Rooney
you.
Bain.
I don't know if anyone can find that because I've looked. So he's saying that there's saying it's something to do with him being at Cobham or something, training ground. I don't know.
Nah, it's probably all bull.
Yeah. Right, the Simon Phillips articles there. He's came out and said, look, anything can happen last minute. There might be the potential that PSG come in at the last minute and put an offer in it, and it has happened. Don't get me wrong, it could happen. But at the moment, Chelsea are in control. There's no actual clarification as of Alonso being a part of the deal yet. He's waiting for someone close to the club to confirm if that's the case, Alonso's making his way to Inter Milan. But Chelsea are in pole position. Chelsea are in control. It is positive news. Hakimi is looking to sort of long-term stay at either PSG or Chelsea. He doesn't want to continuously keep having to move around. To be fair to Hakimi, he's been everywhere, isn't he? Spain, Germany, Italy, in France and England. I think I don't blame him, to be honest, trying to find somewhere. But yeah, I mean, Hassan, how confident are you, bro? How confident are you after this Simon Phillips news on him?
Probably it's literally 90% confident because the only 10% is if PSG outbid us or if the deal collapses somehow, but I highly doubt it'll collapse. From what I've read, apparently it's 50 million plus another 15 add-ons, which includes a player on top. That's in euros, so it's about 65 million euros plus a player, which is either Emerson or Alonso, which I feel like it's going to be Alonso, looking at what I've read. And yeah, I mean, for them, it's a good move. Alonso will be a good move for him. He needs to go into a league where he'd have time on the ball. And let's be real, none of us want Alonso in our team. So it's a win-win for us.
So,
and you can't go wrong with that deal.
I'm going to try and somehow get this up for you guys. I'm just trying to suss out how I'm going to do it. Let's see if I can do this. Okay, who can share screen on Twitter? Because I ain't signed in on Twitter in there. Can you share?
Which one are you talking about?
I'm gonna tag you on something.
Just send me a message.
Let me tag Sleds because this is interesting. This is if it's true, this is interesting. I'm gonna just tagged you, Slens, right? Basically, cut a long story short, Guy Lawrence, someone's gone into the office at Cobham and there's basically a letter sitting on Guy Lawrence's table and it's a formation layout. And on the formation layout, it has basically the layout of the Chelsea squad. 1 second. I can't explain it. Wait till Slens puts it up. You'll see what I mean in a minute. It's not a done deal.
I have put it up.
It's not a done deal, but it's
so
almost finalized.
There it is. And it was Guy Lawrence, as you can see. Guy Lawrence suggested that it's Guy Lawrence's office at Chelsea's training ground facility in Cobham today. And on there is obviously a formation layout of players that are pretty much, I don't know. What do you make of it, guys? Is it? I mean, did you make much of it? I don't know what to say about it. Is it? For me, that could just be.
I don't buy
it. It can easily be faked. Let's just say that.
That's what I'm thinking. I don't want to say too much about it, but it could potentially be fake.
There's no progression talks with Haaland in it.
No. It's not. That's literally the price. That's all it is, apparently. for
Who's this
Haaland.
person, anyways? Just out of curiosity,
right,
who's
okay.
this rude buying guy?
I thought it was
You
done.
put
I thought
in
it
the
was done.
all I'm gonna say, right, is why is the top bit cropped out? I need to see the full thing.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So, what does that say? What does it say from Rubein at the top?
It
Who's
says
Rubein?
protecting privacy, something like that.
Chelsea's football club is committed to protecting the privacy. Oh, maybe we shouldn't be putting this up then, but it's on Twitter.
Yeah, I think we should put this up.
Yeah,
just
I
in
think put it
case
down.
we get copyright.
You know,
Don't worry,
at
man.
the end of the
I got
day.
you. I got you.
Yeah, yo, we don't. If it's real, then you might as well quickly take
Well,
it
the
off.
thing is, it's on. At the end of the day, it's on Twitter at the moment, isn't it? So at the end of the day, if it's on Twitter and everyone's seeing it, it's being shared, then at the end of the day, they'd have to remove it from there. But that is what's been leaked. But yeah, I mean, look, I feel like Josh, this
What's up, Dad?
Hakimi news. It seems to be like, it's like. It's coming, isn't it? It's like, when is it? It's
Yeah.
just we're waiting for the announcement from Chelsea now, isn't it? And it's just waiting to see if it's going to be an Alonso and Emerson or whatever. But what's your thoughts on it?
Yeah, I mean, there's so much smoke there right now. I mean, it only makes sense that it's probably close. I think, yeah, what's probably happening now is Inter's just trying to do some due diligence on which player they would like to have out of Alonso, Emerson, and I read even Zappacosta the other day too. So they're probably just kind of trying to iron out which one of those three makes the most sense for them.
Yeah.
And then I think as far as Chelsea and Hakimi go, that part is probably already sorted. The fee to Inter is probably even already sorted. It's just a matter of like, who do we want back in the deal? Who do we want coming to Inter? So yeah, I would expect probably something concrete in the next like week or two. As far as getting him in for medicals and all that good stuff.
Like Simon Phillips said there, it isn't a done deal, and there is an opportunity that PSG might last minute offer the full amount, and Inter Milan might accept it. The only reason I don't think Inter Milan will still accept it is because I feel like Inter Milan want something that Chelsea have, and I don't think PSG have got that to offer, if that makes sense. So that's the only reason.
They need a player. So like Kolarov is like their only left back on the roster, and he's like 37 years old or whatever it is. So they need a player that we have, and we know they've liked Alonso and Emerson for some time now. That those rumors have been floating around even before we were interested in Hakimi. It was they wanted one of those guys on their team. So for PSG, I think I read something that they're very close with Aurier on a 13 million euro deal for Aurier from Tottenham. So if they complete that, then you can pretty much assume that Hakimi is
game over, isn't it?
Yeah.
Pretty much game over. All right, let's move on from the Hakimi stuff. I want to talk a little bit about what's he saying here? But seriously, that looked like an application form for Chelsea something at Chelsea and something just added on that. But maybe I'm not going to look into it.
That's not a bad lineup.
All I'm gonna say, right? The full picture looks like it's cropped out of the.
It does, yeah, it does. But why is it when people take pictures, if it's legit, why not take it? Why do you do that and like cut? Do you know what I mean? Like take
Exactly.
a picture of the
They're
whole
just
thing.
trying to troll you. They're trolling
Listen,
you.
right? I understand if it's private. If it's private,
It's
all
gonna
I'm
be a
gonna say
troll,
if it's
man.
private, you could just like scribble the bits that are private out. Just take the full thing.
You know
I
what?
think
Because
it's
it gives you the
fake.
impression. It gives you the impression that it was taken quickly because they didn't have
Media
enough time.
PR,
They were in
it's
office.
like,
You know what I mean? So, yeah.
Guys,
It always happens like that, though. It's always
I want to touch on the fixture list. Obviously, it was announced that the Chelsea fixture list was announced recently as well, and the games that we've got lined up are pretty interesting.
Bear in mind, other big teams have got hard fixtures as well.
Well, I just want to talk about September, really. September, because from August to September, we've got Palace at home to start with, which is a nice little cushy game to get in it, and then we go to Arsenal away and Liverpool away and Spurs away. Now, do you think that benefits us to
City
get
as
them
well.
games? Do you think that benefits us to get them games out of the way, playing
Yes.
away?
Oh,
to get them away
100%.
games?
100%.
Absolutely. You want to get the hard games early, though.
Yeah.
Honestly, this is the
And
best time.
all I'm gonna say, right? Whoever has a winning run at the start of the season, I'm just gonna say it bluntly, I think they might win the league.
Yeah.
Because if you think about it,
Apart
Guys,
from
one at a time.
playing Man United in November, those first 6 could be benefit for us, and if we get
yeah,
that
exactly.
maybe minimum of 14 points from those fixtures, it could be benefit from us from September all the way to November at least.
Exactly.
Because
we don't verse another hard team till December anyway.
yeah,
The
regardless
truth
what
is-
happens, yeah, I think before the Champions League starts, it's really benefit us. That's for sure.
The truth is, Jim, is that I'd rather have a good end of the season than a good beginning and a hard end of the run of the season, because it's always good to finish well and finish on a high on a run, which can get you to that third or second or even first position. So I think it's the best. This is the best method for us. Just not lose these home games to the big teams. Sorry, not lose the away games to the big teams and win the ones at home. So that's the most important thing when we start.
Yeah. I mean, if you look at last season, like how many games that we won literally at home against big teams?
Yeah.
None.
Quite
You
Quite a
went like
few
a
to be
first
fair.
half without beating any of the top
Do you know
10
what, right?
teams.
I've always thought that with fixture lists, I always find them very interesting because I do think they're quite telling in terms of who wins the league, who gets close to winning the league.
Yeah.
I've always sort of thought that the teams that always play the bigger teams earlier seem to always have a better run later on in the season, which brings them closer to the top, depending on how well they do on these games. You know, as
Look
long as
at
they don't lose
Chelsea.
them all. Do you know what I mean?
Look at
So-
Conte season. We had
Yeah.
hard fixtures then.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying. So that might work in our favour. And moving forward, obviously, Arsenal away, I don't think it's a real hard game, but we struggle to beat them. I don't know why at the moment. It's fucking stupid.
Now we have to beat Arsenal. Like last time we won against Arsenal, that was the
I
last game.
swear
Can
we
you
always
imagine
play
Haaland scoring a
Chelsea
hat-trick?
early in the game, man.
Now
We always play Chelsea.
Werner scoring goals at Emirates and Haaland scoring goals at Arsenal.
No, that's not gonna happen.
Can you imagine Haaland scoring a hat trick against Arsenal?
Oh,
Hakimi
baby
set up
cakes.
like that would be so funny, man. I swear, I'm gonna be
Man
laughing
City.
my nugget off.
Arteta's just gonna do some madness against you. I don't know why. They always shows to get overconfident and they somehow lose to Arteta.
You know what is Velvishwan? They're trying to get prime Barcelona against us and then lose the next 5 games.
No, here's the thing. Let Arsenal win because the fans will get gassed and they'll become relegation zone.
Now because they're on a free fall, yeah. I think that they just can't hold on sick back a bit. You know, imagine if they lose to West London clubs back to back, yeah. Well,
That'd be embarrassing. Oh, that'd be embarrassing.
Yeah.
We should have
What
been
I generally
scared of
look
the-
at, Jeremy, on
You
these
know what I mean?
on these picture lists is I like to look at the last 2 months of the season. And if you
Yeah,
look
we
at
can
our
have a look.
last-
We can have a look. Let's scroll down.
Scroll down to
I'm
December. I
actually
want to
quite
look at
interested.
December.
I'm quite interested to look at the December period as well because that's where if you remember, we play every 3 days. It's challenging. You know, from December we've got
It's not bad.
West Ham, Leeds,
It's
Everton,
decent though.
Wolves,
That's not bad.
Aston Villa,
Guys, let him
and
talk. Let him
Brighton.
talk.
So you'd think that they're quite winnable games for Chelsea, wouldn't you? Looking at that, West Ham, Leeds, Everton, Wolves, Aston Villa, Brighton, and then you get to January, and then look at that: Liverpool at home, Man City away. So it's like when we play the big teams. Listen to this. This is the way I see it this season, right? When we play the big teams, we're playing them back to back. Do you know what I mean? It's like we play them at the beginning of the season, sort of back to back, and then in January we're playing them again, sort of back to back. It's only Man United that are sort of scattered about here and there. Do you know what I mean? Look, because if you look, you've got Man City, Liverpool, Tottenham, and Arsenal, all again.
My
In like,
days.
do you know what I mean? It's weird.
Jim,
Yeah,
if you
me too.
remember this year, we had a similar thing when Tuchel came in. We had Liverpool, Arsenal, City, Madrid as well from the Champions League.
Everton.
But they weren't
all-
like consecutive.
all
They're
in-
like spread
all within
apart a bit.
all within a month time. So I think it can define your season. It defined our season in terms of the Champions League and top 4 finishing. So those kind of runs, we have to be on good form, man. We can't be on bad
Oh,
form.
yeah.
and keep losing and drawing. It's not.
Here's the thing. I won't make predictions now. I'll just wait until what every team does in the transfer window. Like you
As-
never
as
know
well
what
as
other teams.
I
City
wanna-
could strengthen. United
Well,
could get Sancho.
I'm gonna say it's also Champions League as well, because you could have a hard list of Champions League games as well.
Yeah.
There's other competitions you have to factor in. If you're focusing on the league, then hypothetically looking at this list, if Chelsea pick up a good form, they can win the league. because literally all the hard games are back to back. If they're on
Yeah.
good form, then
Mm.
then
No, I
it's
agree.
probably-
And Kai's joined us as well. Kai, how you doing, bro? All good?
I'm good, man. I'm good. Yeah, I'm just working. Just give me a second. Yeah, I'm
Good,
good. I'm
good,
good. How are you
good,
guys?
good to see you back anyway on YouTube, man. It's good to see you around
Hey,
again.
man. It's good to be back, man. Had a lot
What's
of
up, Kai?
going
Long
on,
time,
and I'm
Kai.
good.
Kai, we are
Fatur,
literally.
I bet you didn't miss me, Fatur, from all the jokes I make about you, bro. But yeah, it's good
I
to
know
see
what
you,
you're
man.
trying to do, Kai.
We're going
Yeah.
through the Chelsea fixture list, obviously, for
Yeah,
next
yeah.
season. Obviously, we're playing Arsenal, Liverpool, Tottenham, and Man City, all sort of bunched at the beginning of the season, which I was saying might work to
Yeah.
our favour moving forward, if that means, if you know what I mean, in terms of
Yeah.
going through the season. But then when we move forward, we looked at December, because obviously December's a telling period because we play a lot of games from December up to the 28th, and they're all winnable games. We've got West Ham, Leeds, Everton, Wolves, Aston Villa, and Brighton. They're all sort of winning games. But then after that, we then play Liverpool, Man City, Tottenham, and Arsenal all again. And it seems like when we play them playing the big teams next season, we're playing them off the back of each other. Do you think that works to our benefit moving forward, providing we just don't lose them games, all of them anyway?
Yeah. Especially since we played them in the beginning of the season, so that the players, if they buy new players, they won't gel as well. They're gonna struggle. And when you think about it, we're not gonna make a lot of like adjustments to the team. Most of the players we're gonna get just basically a striker, Hakimi apparently, and maybe a CM. So I think it will be good. I'm happy. Actually, I prefer it that way. That we knock off the hard games from the beginning, and then we'll have a few like an easier run, and then I think it to help us. Because the goal next season has to be the Premier League title, man.
Oh yeah. I agree.
Yo, but by the way, Jim, keep in mind the dates of these fixtures are probably most of them are going to change because of the Club World Cup,
Yeah.
the Champions League, and other things. Obviously, the
That's
FA Cup, Carabao
No,
Cup.
not in
so-
Club World Cup yet. They need to beat Villarreal first.
The
Well, like
Villarreal
three
one before post game anyway. So
Yeah, because
So-
in the December they'll change the fixtures if you're in the Club World Cup.
Yeah.
Yeah, too.
Well, our last three games, guys, are quite tense. Say in the Premier League, we're sitting second or first, and we're a point ahead, for example, and we've got Wolves, Man United, and Watford left. Do you still worry looking at them last three games, or say four, including Everton away, which could be hard?
No, it's a good end of the season, to be honest, man. I think the United game away, like, just these games could not matter. By the way, they could be something that doesn't matter anymore. We could have wrapped up the league by then. So, listen, context is key. But I hope by 7th of May we're in the title race or we're first. That's an absolute, man. We have to be.
can you imagine
Yeah.
the scenes we win the league at Old Trafford?
Because if you look at the 7 or 8 games prior to United, those are
Yeah.
all winnable games. So
Yeah.
you're talking about a large chunk of points right there that you might not even need that United game if you take care of business going into that game.
If you look at March, right? So if you look
I mean,
at the
look at-
Saturday,
look-
5th of March,
look
where
at
we
that
played
run.
Burnley, right? From there, all right, and then you work your way down to about to Man United. Yeah, look at all them games. They're winnable games. I know there's a lot of away games there, but we can beat Burnley, Newcastle, Norwich, and get 9 points, and Brentford.
Yeah.
That could be 12 points.
Southampton.
Yeah.
Especially if you get a striker,
Especially if you've got
Yeah.
Haaland. Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And then you look at that. All right, Southampton, we should beat away. Leeds, we should beat them as well. Maybe West Ham and Everton could be a bit tricky, but we should beat Wolves
Yeah.
as well.
No, Everton are in the mud, bro. No Ancelotti,
Yeah.
this shit, man.
Can I just ask, should we sacrifice one of the cups there?
We don't have to. We got a big enough squad to compete on all fronts.
Yeah, we have a very big squad, man.
I don't care what trophies we win as long as we win trophies.
Do you know what, guys? Do you know what I think decides if we're there or we're at the top and whatever? What I think is going to decide if we win the league. You can usually tell through certain parts of the months if we're going to do it or not.
Yeah.
For me, it's going to be that January period to the end of February because look at them games, yeah. And for me, it's going to be how we start at the beginning of the season against.
And Jem, we always struggle in January. By the way, we always do. Historically, we struggle in January.
Wait. Slice, did we struggle the 14-15 season? We did it now. We were just like
obviously, no.
sliding through teams.
I know, but I'm talking about recently, the last 2 to 3 years, our dip comes after Christmas, and we need to address that like ASAP, man. We need to start becoming more consistent.
That's
The
when
players-
you need the squad depth because
the
when
players-
you
I
have
think-
squad depth, you have
The players
I
need to
think
ease
we
in
need
the
the
turkey,
last
man,
5
during
years.
Christmas, man. That's what it is, man.
The last
Kai.
5 years we've been struggling.
Yeah, Kai, what's your thought? I mean, I haven't spoke to you about the Hakimi signing. What are your thoughts on Hakimi as a player? Do you think he's a good signing for Chelsea? Do you see him being? Do we strengthen ourselves in that area with him in the team?
Hey, I'm gonna say the same thing I said on the terrace, man. As long as it's gonna block the space for some youth kid, so Alex Goldberg lives in agony, man. I'm happy with that, bro. I'm happy with that. Plus, Hakimi is a very good player, man. Let's be honest. If we can upgrade on any part of the team, then why shouldn't we do it? And I think even Reece can learn from him as well, man. So I don't understand all this, nonsense of, we're gonna block blah blah blah, or you're gonna do blah blah blah. It's a good signing. We'll improve the team. We'll have a better squad at the end of the day. So that's what matters,
I agree. And to be honest, I think you would probably see, if Hakimi does get signed, I think you'll see him come in as right wing back. And I think you'll probably see Reece James going in. I know people won't like it, but Reece James as right centre back is possible. I think it could happen.
It makes the most sense. Like it's what I mean. I think Tuchel wants that. If you look at how he did the last 4 weeks of the season, including the final of the Champions League, Reece James is playing right center back. So if he likes him there, and just think about that right side, you have James and Hakimi bombing down the right side. I mean, that's a nasty little 1-2. You can little link up play, balls in the box. That's a great little right side right there.
And do you know what? People have this impression about Reece that he can't, like, his passing isn't like to the level it should be at right centre back. But he is a CDM, right? He played CDM for Wigan. It shows you that his passing range is adequate, like it's good enough. And regardless, people think that a right centre back can't get forward as well. Like, do you remember Aspie coming a right centre back and putting crossing for Morata and the likes? Like it happens all the time. So it's exciting. It's exciting.
He did it this year when he played right. When Aspie was playing right center back this year, he was way forward. So, I mean, I think it makes great sense. You have insane pace with Reece. He's a bully. He's strong. And he can pass. Come on, he can pass the ball. We've seen him pass the ball.
Let's just bring up them. Let's get them stats again, isn't it? Because these are player comparisons, and the player comparisons are pretty clear and evident. I mean, there's not much difference in terms of the duels won and the dribble pass, which surprised me because I thought Hakimi would dribble a lot more than what Reece James does. I don't think Reece James dribbles whatsoever, but goals and assists, he's completely blasted them out the water. 7 goals, 8 assists, 1 goal for Reece James, 2 assists. He's going to add something that we probably need in the attacking side of things. He scored 7 goals, and our top goal scorer is Jorginho on 7. That's embarrassing.
Yeah.
No, but to be fair,
don't forget, Reece can shoot, man. Reece has a foot on him.
If we're honest, and we're gonna take away our Chelsea bias out of the window, right? Hakimi is an upgrade on Reece James at the moment, at least. He is. We can all.
Like, right wing back, yes, Kai.
As a wing back,
As a wing back,
yes. No, just as an overall player. Come on, he's better than Reece.
Going forward, he is
better ball control, passing, better going forward. And I love Reece. Everybody who knows me knows how much I love Reece. But at the moment, Hakimi is a better overall player, man.
But Kai, do you know what stands out to me in that page though? Look at the duels won. Like, how can you not want someone that's won this many duels at right centre back? Because I personally do. Look, 146. Like, look at Aspie and Hakimi. They both also compete on the highest level defensively. But Reece James is just incredible in our one-on-one duels. It's his main strength. And a right centre back is incredible, man. We should definitely.
But look at it this way, right? Right slants. Look at it. If we play against smaller team, we're not gonna defend as much against. I think Hakimi would be the much better option. But if we play against a team we're gonna struggle against defensively and we need to defend, Reece would be a better option. They're kind of two different players. So it's better for us to have options. I would rather have Hakimi and Reece than Reece and some kid from the academy who have never played top flight football.
Yeah, that's true. What about this one, Chelsea boy fans? I feel like a lot of Chelsea fans are holding on to this Aspie thing. Aspie is getting older, people. I keep saying this to people. He's not the future. We need to start looking at the future. Hakimi is the future. Reece James is the future. And I think we just got to take it on the chin that Tuchel likes to rotate. He does, and you'll see a lot of rotation with these players throughout the season. Because why? Because we're competing in all fucking competitions. You need competition. You need. Go on.
I was gonna say Aspie's versatile anyway. He can play left, right, and centre, so he's gonna be rotated a lot. Don't forget December time. Club World Cup, League Cup, and FA Cup are gonna be kicking in then. So you can see probably all 3 of these having similar amount of game time to one another.
But Hassan, how long are we gonna keep thinking about Reece rather than think about Chelsea? We need to move forward from.
No,
Not
I'm
really,
talking
sorry,
about
from Aspilicueta.
Aspi's
Yeah,
rotation.
I meant Aspi. Yeah, like how long?
No,
are we gonna
Aspi's.
think about Aspi?
I'm not gonna lie. I said it before. He's only got like max 1 or 2 years left in him.
Yeah.
This year, I'd keep him for this year because this is his 10th year at Chelsea. Keep him then look to replace him or
Yeah,
get
but-
rid of him.
I think we should do the same thing
Are
we did
you-
with Thierry. You know, we should just like keep him in the background. He's good for the squad. But
Yeah, rotation.
You know, he's already expired.
Jem,
Yes, bro.
Let me give you some stats about Hakimi as well. This is according to
Yeah,
one
go on.
versus one. Yeah, some stats that stand out to me are assists inside the box. He's ranked. He has 6 of them this season. That's ranked number 1 in Serie A. 25 key passes inside the box. That's 20. He's got 25. That's ranked 2 in Serie A. 9 open play assists. That's ranked 7th in Serie A as a right wing back. He's created 20 big chances this year. 20 big chances. If you compare it to Reece and Aspi, I think they have around 4 or 5 between them. So listen, I'm telling you guys, this is incredible. His output is out of this world. The striker will be eating good, man. 20 to 30
Yeah,
goals.
there's no question. He's an incredible player. Yeah, I mean that's.
Yeah, Aspi can still do a job, guys. It's not like a John Terry situation, okay? It's proved in the Champions League final we can do a job. Moving Reece to right centre back means you can rotate Aspi more, which means you can get more out of him.
Yeah.
It's only 31. It's not 35. He's 31, and he got better under Tuchel, proven in the Champions League final. So
And Andrew's
it's about
right.
building a squad. You don't
Yeah, I
need to
think
get rid of. You don't need to get rid of Aspi because it's not as if he's not played well. He has played well, but
Just getting older.
it's smaller squad. It's just getting
Yeah,
older,
it's-
but it's just
Planning for the
squad.
future, Andrew. You got to plan for the future. Do you know what I mean? Like even if he's still here,
But Slenzy's 31. He's
Yeah,
not
of
35.
course. Of course, but you still plan for the
Aspi will
future.
be that veteran leader in
Exactly,
team.
but
Yeah.
if you move Reece to right centre back, which I agree with, it's all about rotation. It's the same
Yeah,
with
but-
Thiago Silva. You rotate.
You can
Thiago
keep
Silva.
Aspi on the left because we're gonna get rid of.
I don't care where you
Alonso
put, I don't
and-
care where you put him, but it's like it's not like a John Terry thing where he was on
He
his
was
last
useless. Was last
Yeah, I
year.
think-
legs.
He could play as
I
a
think
left
what-
centre back as well, just for precaution.
I don't think we're selling it. If we're buying Hakimi, we're not. I don't think we're buying or selling any centre backs unless Rudiger doesn't sign that contract.
Yeah, I think,
Anyway.
what Hassan said earlier about Asby is right. Like, what he offers you now, other than the obvious leadership things, is his versatility. He can be a backup right wing back. It can be a backup right center back. It can be a backup left center back. He can be a backup left back. I mean, he can play all over the back line and give you, and you don't lose anything defensively with him in those positions. I mean, yeah, he obviously. I think this year he'll take a step back as far as where his starting games in the Premier League and things like that. But he'll still play plenty of games in the cup games and in the. I mean, we're gonna have over 70 fixtures this year. He's gonna have to fill in several of those games. But yeah, his versatility is what you're looking at now. All the things he offers you as far as backup roles in a lot of positions. It's he'll be just fine.
Yeah, I hear that, and one of the things that I found in an article earlier as well, I'll bring it up in a bit, but basically, the three players that Chelsea want this season are Hakimi, Haaland, and unfortunately, Kai, Declan Rice, was what I've heard as well. So
I don't believe that.
No,
I don't believe the last one.
No,
I don't
I
believe the last one.
Declan Rice is
Where are your
feel like
sources? What are the
I
sources?
I feel like
What are the sources?
it's from
DeclanRice.com.
Yeah.
That's
Wait, hold
Rice's
on.
parents.
Wait, hold on, Jam.
Yeah.
And
The,
Jemima sources, man.
the-
That's Jim's show
the,
sources.
the club may want Rice as a long-term target eventually, but the price he's going to cost, especially this summer, with West Ham having a great season and being in Europe, it's not going to be worth buying him.
Yeah.
It might be a thing where they might want him in a season or two because West Ham will probably be like 15th and mid-table, and it'll be much easier to prize them away. But they're not going to spend, 50, 60, 70, whatever mil on him, as well as 60 on Hakimi and then 100 and whatever on Haaland. That's stupid when you can buy a much cheaper midfielder. I haven't watched too many. He's talented. Or you can Locatelli. Like there's better and cheaper midfielders.
On your mic bugging, Pride.
Is
Prime.
it?
We might
Oh,
try and
sorry.
get one in. Yeah.
No, don't get Rice. Don't get Rice.
Just
Bring
quickly,
in, bring
Baron
in
Ballard.
insert academy player here. Yeah, big up. Yeah.
Big up to Baron. Thanks for the donation, bro. He says Hakimi can play left wing back, very versatile like Aspie is what he says there. I've got this article to share with you guys as well. Look, here it is.
Jem, can I say a quick point, Jem? Quick point.
Go on.
You know Declan
Yeah.
Rice, yeah? You see how people are worried about Livramento? Are they worried about Billy when they bring in Declan Rice or not? Or is just not the same energy?
Yeah. No,
We can get Rice on a
He's
Rice can
Scottish,
come
man.
on a
Doesn't
free
matter,
in a
man.
few years.
Can you guys hear me now?
No,
Yeah.
you still sound like you're in a black hole, man.
I didn't say no.
FootballLondon.com.
Yeah, it's Football London. But basically, they're just saying that Haaland, Hakimi, and Declan Rice are the trio that Marina has apparently confirmed that she wants. Marina has decided on Chelsea's next 3 transfer deals after trio complete exits. And when they say trio, I think they mean Tomori, probably Alonso. Once he gets
Jim. With all due respect, bro, Football London is as reliable as McDonald's ice cream machine. Bro. I am not taking anything they say seriously, bro.
You're out of order, mate, because it says London, isn't it? That's what it is.
Yeah.
That's what it is, right? It's London.
Proper London.
Yeah,
I
anyway.
I don't understand like when the Rice talk is just mind blowing to me. I'm so over here in Declan Rice's name. When you can go when Chouameni is out there for like less than half the price, and he's a better football player in my opinion than Declan Rice. You just go get Chouameni. Like, what are you doing? Just go get Chouameni.
He's a risk player, though, isn't he?
Yeah, a little bit, but like if you want, let Declan Rice come on a free in a few years or something. He's the one who decided to sign that dumb contract and lock himself into West Ham for another 3 or 4 years. Like, just leave him be, man. Let him play at West Ham until West Ham are broke and they have to sell him. Just go get Chouameni for $35 million and call it a day. So tired of Declan Rice's name being brought up. We're not spending
That's what I'm tired of, Scott. I'm tired of the fan base. Their obsession with this player. Like, honestly, listen, our fan base is obsessed with Haaland because he's an incredible striker who would change our team. Declan Rice is not the same level as him, yet we're still obsessed with him to the same level. Why? Like, I get it. He's Miles' best friend.
in the academy.
They're bum boys. I get it. But they let it go.
Slens, I get that. But did you see the way he grabbed Mount by the shoulder, man? Do you see the way he hugged him, man? You see the passion, the compassion, like the way the emotions in the air, man. Come on.
Like if you think Chelsea are going to give West Ham United 80 to 100 million euros for Declan Rice, you are out of your mind. It's never going to happen. Ever going to happen.
Come on, we need
You
him,
could
man.
get Locatelli and
Let's sell
Chouameni
Jorginho and Krusty.
There he is.
Did you see the Declan Rice shook his fist in the last England game? Come on,
Yeah,
man.
do you see the handshake? Do you see the handshake?
That's alone is worth 50. That's alone worth 50 million, man. That's
He made an interception. He made a block in the box. Whoa, yeah. He's not okay. Chouameni's not proven, but what? Okay, but what do you watch him play? Do you see how versatile he is and the things he does? He's a destroyer DM who can pass, score, run. He's got pace. Like, come on, man.
What? Whoa,
Exactly.
pause.
Yeah.
Pause,
He's got that big
brother.
neck, man. That's what it is. It's about the neck. Yeah. Yeah, but
No,
I know they're not the same type of player. But was Makelele proven in Premier? All this proven in the Premier League bullshit. It's bullshit,
Stupid,
yeah.
man.
It's just bullshit.
He's a poor man's N'Golo Kante, man. I'm sorry. If you want somebody who can, like N'Golo Kante handles all of
Was
that
N'Golo
stuff.
Kante proven in the Premier League when he's bought?
No, he wasn't even proven in. He
two titles
wasn't even
back-to-back.
proven in France.
Two different teams.
Do you know what it is,
Oh,
guys?
and
You know
don't
what it is?
forget, N'Golo Kante was proven in the championship. But
Two things about Rice, yeah. When Chelsea fans praise him, it's all about the intangibles, yeah. Like about he's a leader, he's a Chelsea through and through. It's nothing about his football. And you know what? I watched him with England. He doesn't ask for the ball, man. He's scared. He's scared to take it and take control of the ball. Like, I know people dislike Jorginho, but that's his strength. Like, Jorginho isn't afraid to be the conductor.
You know what he reminds me of, Slens? He reminds me of. Remember how Drinkwater was at Leicester? The amount of freedom he had on the ball, man.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
For me, it's giving me alarm bells. That's why, because playing for West Ham and playing for Chelsea are completely two different teams, man.
Yeah.
So,
Two completely different tests.
So you know when they describe he has the tangibles, you know when I hear that description, he just sounds like he washes the kits.
yeah,
You know what I mean? It's like he's the kit man. Do you know what I mean? It's like he's got tangibles as well.
and
He knows the
and
club.
He,
He knows the
he
club.
presses those kits real nice.
all I'm gonna say, like, there's literally different amount of pressure when you come to Chelsea. Look at Kai Havertz here today. Werner said it. Look at all
Ross
these big
Barkley,
name
man.
talents.
Ross Barkley shrivels in the limelight. He shrivels.
Look at all the big signings we've signed, and they've all said they felt pressure. Even Morata did. I know you don't hear these names, but what's his name again? Torres. He felt the pressure. All our big signings felt it. Declan Rice, like West Ham. Let's be real, man. No one's gonna park the bus against West Ham. They're not like this. They don't have the fear factor the way Chelsea.
We're not paying 90 million for Declan Rice. It's not happening.
Exactly.
Yeah, I hear that.
Can you
And
guys
I
hear
just
me
want
now?
to go. Yeah, I can hear you, Prime. Yeah.
Do I sound better?
It's not.
I don't know. You sound like a robot when you're talking.
No, you
I
sound
mean-
better now.
I mean, you still sound like the microphone in the principal's office, man. But you're hearable, bro.
What I was saying about the club may want Declan Rice, but buying him this summer doesn't make sense with how much he will cost, as well as everyone else. There are as good, if not definitely better, midfielders out there. I haven't watched too many, so I can't really comment on him.
Locatelli, Barella.
I have actually watched Locatelli before these Euros. I know how good he is, and he would be, in terms of what they want from Rice, he'd be a much better player to get. And plus, those little intangibles Chelsea fans want to praise about with Rice, Locatelli has that also in abundance. So there are better midfielders to actually get. We also need to think about the future as well, long term. So a replacement for Kante is also important, rather than just focusing on someone like Rice. I like Rice. I think he's very good. But spending that money is on him would be a stupid decision to make.
Yeah, he's not an 80 million pound player.
No.
He's
even
not 80
close.
million. But it was
No,
the
you
same,
can-
the same issue. It was the same issue that we had with Ben Chilwell when they were trying to sell him for 80 million and we managed to get it done.
Can I ask that question? Can I ask that question? Who would you rather get, Locatelli or Rice?
Locatelli.
Locatelli for
And he
half
would
the
cost
price.
half the price, and he's like maybe double the player, man.
It's
In my
40
opinion,
million,
man.
If you
Locatelli's a lot
35
more.
million.
He's a lot more flexible. Like the way he's playing now in the Euros is not how he always plays for Sassuolo. Like the guy's a lot more flexible. He has a lot more to his game than Rice does. And Rice is someone who in 3 years, 4 years, 2-3 years, once West Ham go back to 15, 16, like you could get him if they still want him. Like he's not someone you need to buy now, or he's going to be sold and someone else is going to buy him. No one's going to buy him, really.
Phillips not a potential option, is what Chelsea boy is saying.
No. Phillips is Leeds' version of Rice. Like it's too important
He
for
had
him.
one good game. He had one good game.
Yeah, guys, that's the Euro tax. You can't fall victim to the Euro tax, guys. You cannot fall victim to the Euro tax.
How old is how old is Locatelli?
Calvin
About
Phillips.
23.
I think he's 23.
Yeah.
23, 24, somewhere else.
Calvin Phillips is. I've also seen him at Leeds. The guy is good, but considering his age, he's not going to improve and get much better. And we need improvements for the long term, not just an immediate fix. And if we're getting an immediate fix, it would need to be someone who is clear and beyond. So someone like Verratti, who is actually world class right now, to come in, not someone like Phillips.
Verratti, man. If we got Verratti, I swear, oh my god.
Like Phillips is not an upgrade on, wouldn't be an upgrade on Jorginho.
How confident are you guys on Haaland though? Because there's a lot of talk. It's gone a little bit quiet at the moment. But do you feel like Chelsea? From what I've heard that it's all on Roman, which basically means if he just puts that 150 or whatever it is that they supposedly have told him that they want, then they'll pretty much give him to us. That's what I'm hearing at the moment. Are you confident?
Extremely.
I think this is the best year to get him, like, because I think it's like up for grabs next year, isn't it? Because of like buyout clause or whatever, so a lot of clubs can afford him. He's more money this year, but no one can really afford him. So yeah, this is probably our best year. So I'm confident Roman pull it down.
Yeah, I'm extremely confident that they'll get the deal done.
If it's on Roman, no one's stopping him because as someone said before, he doesn't care how much it costs.
But are any of you not like kind of a bit annoyed that we are not focusing on the striker? Because for me, the striker should be like hands down our first priority
No, but
right now.
Kai,
I think they are, Hassan. I think they're.
I feel like Kai. I think we are working.
We are working on
We are working on a
It's hard.
striker, but it's like more behind closed doors. With Hakimi, I think with his agent and stuff, news are going to get leaked out every day.
We're not
Like,
Man
so-
United, man. We're not Man United.
They-
We focus on multiple
We
deals.
work in the shadows.
Yeah, but they better start opening those fucking doors, man. I don't want us to get until August, like with 10 days to go, and we still don't have a striker. You know?
No, Kai, you can't rush a deal like this, man. It's like, you know what I mean?
For Kai, for all we know, they could have been tapping into Holland 3-4 months ago. Like for all we know, and these news are just coming out now.
There was a report about that. They did say they've been speaking to
Yeah.
his camp for about 3
Like
months.
I'll give you example. Timo Werner, we've been contacting him way before like December time. Ziyech was a month before we even went
Look
for
at the
his
Kai
transfer.
Havertz. Look at the Kai Havertz deal. That took.
Exactly.
Yeah, so I think they're definitely working on it, Kyle. Like it's one of those things where it's just a complicated deal, so it takes time, and you're not gonna have a ton of leaks with a deal that complicated. But I think it's for sure being worked on, and I would say obviously Dortmund do have a deadline of July 24th when they start camp, that they'll want the deal done before that, so they can have their team sorted for camp. So I think you'll see that deal done sometime probably beginning of July, middle of July.
Probably after Euros,
They,
maybe.
they better. You know what? They better, man. Look at Slings. You think Slings can take another season of Timo Werner up front, man? Look at him, bro. Look at the sadness in his eyes, man.
Stearns, it's only another season, man, up front. So what's wrong with it?
Yeah, you see.
What's wrong with it?
You still might see. Yeah, but Kai, you actually still might see Timo Werner with Haaland.
There's only homosexuals in here.
Kai, you get that same energy on Timo Werner. You
But
back
Sens has
Timo Werner
been
anyway.
held up by a hook.
I was backing, but you know, I was backing.
Can't do this, man. Sens is
I was
Sens is a
backing,
young
man.
guy. He's aged about 47 years. You know what I mean? It's
But, Fatur, a funny man once told me, man.
Yeah.
When you're married in your 60s, you always should have a girl on the side in her 40s, just in case your wife doesn't survive any longer, man. The same thing with the Timo. Man.
My God.
I like Timo, man, but you know,
Don't take it to my
not
skits,
relying,
please.
man.
You said the same thing to Mason Mount as well, Kai, to be fair.
Kai, Kovacic to Luton. Here we go. Is what he's saying. Listen,
Kai, how could you say that on the anniversary of his signing? Come on.
yeah, that's true. You're out of order, Kai. Anyway, we move on. What I want to just quickly do is obviously talk about what I spoke about earlier today, which was the Hakimi news that came out over an hour ago. Simon Phillips, in an article, basically clarifying and confirming that it is positive for Chelsea. It is looking like it can be done. There's no clarification from yet. Well, he's waiting for clarification in terms of if Alonso is the player, sort of going to Inter Milan, which he hasn't had confirmation of yet. Hakimi was in Paris, actually. He's spoken to Leonardo on the phone, or the agent has spoken to him on the phone, and he was in Paris with his family, and they were sort of recommending sort of houses in Paris for him to stay at. And then obviously Chelsea came in with this bid then on after. And since that first initial bid that PSG put out for Hakimi, there's been no other bid. So the way that it's feeling at the moment from Hakimi is it's more like a hope bid rather than an expectation that PSG are actually going to actually put something in for him. And this is why his attention has been reverted to Chelsea. Plus Inter Milan want something that Chelsea have as well in terms of a player. He's also said here that personal terms won't be a problem. Hakimi is happy to move to Chelsea even if PSG were his first choice. But then it finished off just saying that he is looking for a forever club. He was very settled in Madrid at the time. Obviously, he left there for whatever reasons, went to Germany, found it hard there, and then obviously went to Milan and enjoyed playing under Conte, but was never settled there as well. So basically saying that the deal is not done. Chelsea will have to now look to get this one over the line and put any other late moves back in from PSG away. So what they're saying is it is in Chelsea's hands. It's just about getting it across the line now and stopping PSG if they're going to put a late bid in. Get it done pretty much. So and that's the latest news from Simon Phillips, basically that's the case. And no other bid He's saying that there's been no other bid from PSG for Hakimi because there's a lot of sources saying that PSG have put in the 80 million that they want and all this crap as well, but he's saying there isn't. So we'll have to see. We'll have to see. But it's interesting news, and it looks like he's going to be wearing the Chelsea kit next season, and that might tempt. Maybe he's coming. This is the other thing. Him and Haaland had a very good relationship together at Dortmund. Part of the reason why he might be coming is because he's been told that Haaland might be coming as well. Who knows? Eh? Who blimmin' knows? But
yeah, you would think he would have probably made up his mind by now which club he wants to go to. So if he wants to come to London, then that Paris doesn't really matter what they do at this point.
Yeah, I agree.
He probably knows that PSG just stockpiled in their own country with their trophies. He has more of a chance of winning trophies.
I was happy about everything you read until you said the Chelsea kit next season, man. Then I remember that ugly ass Chelsea kit, man. I just don't.
You're not seen the third one.
Yeah, where do you see this?
The yellow one. The yellow one is nice, but I can't.
I haven't seen the third one. What's the third one?
No, it's like a bluey.
Yeah, it looks like it looks like Arsenal's third kit this year from this year.
What do you mean bluey? What? Oh my god!
Isn't it the orange one? No, it's pretty good. No, it's pretty good, Kai.
Oh yeah, actually I've seen it. It's got like orange on it in the middle.
It doesn't matter how pretty we look. All that matters is what we win, man.
I like that.
I disagree, man. If we look like a bus. If we look like a bus seat when we win the Premier League, it's not gonna be like this.
It could be worse. It could be worse. We could have Barcelona's kit where they've got
it's really going to take the shine off if they're lifting the Premier League and the European.
The Barcelona kit looks like they ran out of paint at the end.
It's not too bad. It's alright.
You know what our kit look like right now? They look like those old buses seats. That's what our kit
this is it right
here. Yeah, that's
my god! I take back everything I said.
No, it's. I think it's all right.
That's all right.
Oh my god, that is disgusting, man.
Yo.
You know what it looks like? It looks like a swamp, man. That's what it looks like.
It's like a swamp.
I like
That's
it.
right.
That's
right. It looks like a swamp. It looks like a trench because we're going to war next season. We're going to war on all the trophies. Yeah, we're going to war.
Oh my god, that is horrible.
Why is that horrible?
Looks like an expired cucumber, man.
All right, then let's just take Wales' second kit, then the yellow one. That's nice.
That is worse. That is worse than the Nigeria World Cup one, man. Jesus Christ.
No, that's a great kit.
I think the yellow away kit is horrendous.
Nah, the yellow one is better than this. What is this, man? What is this?
This one ain't that great. Like
the yellow one with the black stripes is horrendous.
The goalkeeper, but Kai, the goalkeeper kit's pretty good.
You know what it looks like? Those old Eastern European chocolate wraps, man. That's what it looks like. Jesus Christ.
Is it this one?
Wow.
No, it's got stripes on it.
That one is nice, yeah. That one is nice.
One's nice, but there's no way.
But there is no our kit, man. Our club doesn't like when we have happiness, man.
That looks like the referee's yellow card, man. We can't do this, man. We can't do this. This is ridiculous.
Look at the goalkeeper one as well.
Come on, this one looks nice, man.
Oh, that's horrible as well.
You don't like it?
Brazil, bruv. What are you talking about?
Slen's picky anyway, so.
Wait, how do you know this, Chris?
I just know you're picky. I can tell.
You can't tell.
I can.
You can't tell. You cannot tell. But no,
that looks worse than the third kit.
No, I disagree, man. I disagree.
Worse.
It's just lazy by Nike. It's just.
I don't understand how hard it is to make a black kit and put gold.
And
tell me about it.
That's what you want. The Samsung kit with the black, the black and white.
Yeah, because at least it looks decent, man. This look. What is like? Why are they like overcomplicating it, man? It's not hard to make good.
Kai, the goalkeeper. Look like goalkeeper one. Wait, go down.
Look at this, man. What the fuck is this?
Get that one.
It's a checkered plug, man.
Well, at least we can put in the back name called Champions of Europe, so that's
it's like zigzags. It's like we've got checkered bits and then we've got zigzags in the middle. Like why? I don't get that.
It's horrendous.
Yeah, the person who designed them was an asset, man. That's what I'm saying, bro.
Nike's just so lazy.
No, Nike's always messed up in football, isn't it? So
it's the worst. It's the worst, man.
No, that's actually not true, man. They made pretty good Barcelona kits. Only until recently, like the last 4 years, they started
you say
copy pasting.
Do you know what's great,
It's
by
an
the way?
easy design, though. Barcelona's
You
an easy
know what's great?
design.
We're stuck with these guys for 9
And
more
our
years.
design is not easy. It's literally
9
blue.
more
It's
years.
just fucking blue, man.
That's what I
it.
mean, though. That's what I mean. It should just be. I don't know why it's just. How hard is it? How hard is it to mistake blue?
Just
There's
make it
so many-
blue. Like, what shape
Like,
is that?
there's so much to work.
Why do we have to have yellow and look like we're going on a tandem bicycle ride? Man? I don't understand. At night, I don't understand. Man. Why do we need to look like we've got hazard? We've got hazard warnings on the side. Look out for us. I don't.
There's so
understand
much
it.
to work with Chelsea, like with Chelsea colors, with the crest. There's so much to work with. Like I'm with Kai. I would love to see a black kit again. Like it.
Yeah,
looks
that's
so
what I
nice,
mean.
right?
We've got our number
Especially
one
now,
journalist.
man.
We've
Huh?
got our number one journalist, Johnny.
Oh,
Johnny
yeah.
saying Hakimi to be announced as a Chelsea player on Monday, and it's the sources come from the Minerals Express.
Yeah, the sources came from his bald head, man. That's where they came from. He's lying. Man.
His sources, man.
Sources already.
Sources, man.
Yeah.
Everyone's
I know
become
where
a
sources
journalist
are.
on
Really
Twitter. Have you
pants.
noticed?
Well,
Everyone's
at least we know what Johnny looked like. So
Pep Guardiola, my man Johnny is a dead ringer for Pep.
yeah.
Like,
By the way,
you know
by
what
the way,
Jody
talk
looks
about-
like? You know what Jody looks like? Jody looks like Pep Guardiola before they discovered the sun, man. That's what he looks like.
By the way,
No, it looks like Pep Guardiola if he went on a 5-year sabbatical, man. That's what it looks like.
Chow, you know, you're talking about
You just
transfers.
Pep without the trophies, man.
What are you saying, Chris?
You know, you're talking about transfers now. I think, yeah, like we ain't looked at a keeper yet, have we? We kind of need to look for a
Because
keeper
Kepa's
as well.
still there. That's why. Kepa's still there. Till he goes.
Well, yeah, but
for another year.
It's a great second
He's
goal.
here for another year.
we'll
Whether
just,
you
we'll
like
just
it or
take
not.
no. We'll just take
But
Danny
Kepa has
Ward.
been
He'd be
good
dirt
under.
cheap.
He has
Why?
been good.
Kepa has been good under
FA Cup final?
I actually do
Yeah,
believe
that's
that
how
guy.
it's
FA Cup final?
He's
Listen.
actually- Yeah, but that's the fun.
Mendy gets injured in September and he's out for 6 months, and we've got
It's not even that, Jim. If
You
African Nations happens, he's
Oh, I
out
forgot
for
about
6
that.
weeks.
Wow.
Yeah. So
That's
don't
why
need to worry
I
about it.
said it, Jam.
Andrew, AFCON is happening. It is. It's
That's
not
what I
if.
mean.
It is.
You know, the only way
But
Kepa
when
will
is
do- the only way
is it
Kepa
gonna
will do
happen,
well
like,
is if
at the
he
end
goes
of the
for
year,
5-a-side
though?
goals.
It's
It's
like
play.
December, January, and considering Mendy plays for Senegal,
Exactly,
and
they'll go
personally, I'm backing Senegal to win it. So he's going to be gone for a month.
We get to the final.
Yeah.
Let's get to the final.
He's been
So-
good. He's been good in the 6 games he played.
What's
Yeah.
what's
What's
the
wrong? What's wrong with this organization that they make like a competition in the middle of the season, man?
Incredible.
It's played in Africa, so you can't play it in the summer.
Yeah, it's the heat. It's the heat.
Yeah.
Do you want players to die?
I mean, hey, if
They
we
wouldn't
win the
die,
league, man,
right?
they're free to die, man. You know.
Yeah, now.
See, this is this is why a lot of top clubs don't buy African goalkeepers because of the Cup of Nations.
What worries me? What worries me?
I don't think that's why.
is what worries me is the
Well-
African Nations is around
Yeah.
January, isn't it?
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
January means that Kepa's going to be in goal for Liverpool, Man City, Tottenham, Arsenal, and potentially going into February, isn't it as well? Like, they're the games that Kepa is going to be called into.
Everyone
Go
okay
by-
with that? Is everyone okay
Go
with
by
that?
Areola.
Is everyone okay with that? Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, sure.
You know.
Okay, what?
And
Based
it's
on his form on the two show, yes I am.
and it's
What
not
form?
just those.
Since he's played 6
wait.
games, he hasn't got any
Yeah,
form
and
to do.
And bro, he's been in good form.
Gemma, it's
FA
not
Cup
just
final?
well, you're
FA Cup final?
assuming
That
You're
wasn't his
assuming
fault.
One game, though.
We keep saying
It
it.
was
One
his
second.
fault,
No,
Sainz.
one
Sainz, it was his
Everyone's
fault.
talking. So,
It was his
What
fault,
are you saying?
Sainz. How come they didn't
That's
shoot on
ridiculous.
sight on the Tuesday game after when Mendy
But
was in goal?
that doesn't mean it's. Oh, but
Well,
this is
let
different
me
debate.
say this, Andrew.
Different
Yeah,
debate.
why
Let
did
me-
De Bruyne take a long shot down?
Guys, how come you're forgiving of Kepa, Sainz, but you're not forgiving of Werner? Or
Who said
Ziyech?
I'm forgiving of
We've actually
Kepa?
done
I'm
stuff.
not
We've
No,
actually
listen.
done stuff.
No,
He's
no,
been
but
more
you're
damaging
twisting it, 'cause
to us
I'm
than
not
anyone.
forgiving of
On the
Kepa.
pitch.
I'm saying give him another chance. That's all. We
No,
give everyone
no,
another
no,
chance.
no. I'm sick of this sentiment thing, man. Get
It's
him
not a
out.
sentiment.
He's shit.
It's not a
He's
sentiment.
shit.
It's not a sentiment.
It is
It's not.
sentiment, man.
We give.
It's
Listen,
crap.
He's shit.
but hold on,
He's
can I ask you guys a
shit.
question? With Rudiger, was it a sentiment to give him a second chance?
No, that was just logic.
I'm not having this Rudiger.
That
Was
was
he logic?
logic.
But he improved. Exactly. He improved.
There's no logic putting Kepa in goal. He's crap. He's rubbish.
It's not.
And don't
he's
give me
not
this.
stopping-
Oh, he's better under 2.
I think he's good at everything,
He was,
but
like, it's a
FA
matter of
Cup
fact.
final.
top corner
FA Cup
shots.
final.
Oh my
FA
god,
Cup
man!
final is
A long
crap.
shot. You're blaming it on a keeper. All right, cool.
Yeah, because he doesn't save long shots.
Yeah,
Depending on what long shots they are. If they're going top corner, then yeah, it's not saving it, but-
it says a lot of it is like his lack of height. I agree with he does need to be sold, but then we need to, because of Mendy having to play AFCON every 2 years. Any backup keeper we have has to be of.
Prime, they're changing the times after this one.
Basically, but again, I'm only saying for potential future ones. It basically has to be of the same quality. Especially if you're saying we still need to be consistently challenging for the league. We can't have a month where we drop off.
Yeah, I'm done carrying trash, and Kepa's trash.
I agree with
if we can get a second choice good enough, then I agree. But above it, we're not going to get one. Just get.
I would take if Kepa goes, take Danny Ward.
Areola, boys. Areola.
I would rather not
Ariola's
have
good,
Kepa
yeah.
Because he.
Or Romero, yes. Romero's a good choice as well, but.
Do you take that risk? We might have no choice, because if we don't get a goalie, we're going to have Kepa in goal anyway. So we're just going to have to deal with it. But I worry more when I see him in goal than anything, especially against the Man City and Liverpool. These guys are going to create a lot of chances in front of goal, and he's always prone to do something wrong. It's just in his blood. Like, I'm sorry, like he's just not.
He was on the Lampard. Yes.
Like, the only way Kepa has a good game is if you limit the shots at him. If we're playing a game where they're having 10, 15 odd shots a game, you're in trouble.
But you know what's funny?
How many games?
Wait, one second. You know that system under Lampard, under Tuchel, it limits shots on target anyways.
Yeah, I hear that.
Mendy thrives because when he's called upon, he does his job really well. That's why, but he doesn't get called upon a lot as much as Kepa did last year.
He does clutch saves.
I think this system is good for us when it comes to goalkeepers, because I want the goalkeeper to be, when he's called upon, to do his job. I don't trust Kepa to fully do that, but I'm willing to see if he can still improve on his form that he's shown. That's what I want to see. But if we can get Areola, I'm all for it, man. Give me Areola. Areola's a great keeper. Actually,
but it's shown from our board that they don't. I don't think they've necessarily prioritized a goalkeeper as of importance. Because
no, it's not. It's the backup. It's just us
buying. Yeah, I know, but that's what I'm saying. Prioritize buying a goalkeeper, because buying Hakimi, even though it does make sense, it was a little bit of a surprise because I didn't know if that would be a priority. A striker, again, it makes sense. Buying a midfielder or buying a centre back as a priority, that also makes sense. I don't see links to goalkeepers happening.
That's what exactly.
I haven't seen any links to goalkeepers happening. So again, and maybe it's just because of a thing of they can't find a team willing to buy Kepa. Well, I see links to Lazio, but other than that, I haven't seen many teams that want to get Kepa on loan or want to buy him. So unless it's a thing where we can get a team to offload him and then we can bring in someone on loan, but again, they have to be of quality. You can't say bring in Danny Ward and then trust Danny Ward to keep us in a title race for a month. I'm sorry, but no. I like Danny Ward, but no.
Nah, Danny, if you've been watching Danny Ward, he's been amazing. He's a great
we got a donation from Chelsea's own. People forget Kepa was. See you later, Winter Surfer. People forget Kepa wasn't even our first choice. The club got desperate and just paid his release clause. Kepa didn't even play in the World Cup 2000.
Your first choice was our goalkeeper.
Yeah, it was, but he turned us away, didn't he?
Turned you down.
Actually,
well, it's not even that. It's not even that he turned us down. It's because it's the way we've been doing transfers the past 3 years, 4 years, is that we have clear first choices. So we wanted Alisson, we wanted Lukaku, we wanted we weren't okay. We wanted we wanted we wanted Alisson, we wanted Lukaku, we wanted Van Dijk and Koulibaly, Alexandro. And we end up, because we just don't get the deal done and pay what needs to be done, we end up getting third and fourth choice targets. And that's why we've got so much deadwood on our books, because we haven't just been clinical and got our first choices.
Yeah.
Could again, which is what remember, Jim. I've been saying this for like a few months now that I'm worried this summer might happen again, where we'll want a Haaland and we'll end up buying Belotti. We'll want a
yeah, true.
We'll want a Tchouaméni or a Varane or whatever, and we'll end up buying like third, fourth choice B Tech targets, and that will affect our season, and that will affect Tuchel, and he will get sacked. Like Chelsea could do this again, and I don't want them to.
No, I agree. I agree with Prime. I think I mean, look, I don't think Chelsea will waste too much time on Haaland if Dortmund are just not going to sell him. I think you would see that Chelsea will probably move on quickly. Where I think it will be interesting is that if we don't make any movements and the Haaland thing goes a little bit quiet, for me, there must have been an agreement between Chelsea and Dortmund that Haaland is coming, but not to be announced as of yet. But now there's a deadline date for Dortmund on July the 24th, isn't it? That's when their squad link up again and they go for pre-season. So they've already put a deadline date apparently down as well. So it's going to be interesting to see because Chelsea won't waste time. Like, they need a striker. So if it's dead wood and we can't find, we're not getting Haaland, then you'll probably see us go for a Lukaku or maybe, like you said, a Belotti or someone, I don't know, someone else. But it'll be interesting.
I link with the Isak apparently for 60.
I don't. Isak, no, he's not. All right, Jam. Let me ask a question. Because we're linked to the 3 world-class strikers. If it's a thing where, say, Haaland is just not moving this summer, we can't get Lukaku for some reason, and Kane doesn't leave this summer, would you rather buy another forward? So, like Sancho or Grealish, or say not even buy anyone and wait until next summer to get Haaland?
I think I would prefer. I wouldn't. The thing is, if you wait till next season for Haaland, you're going to have so many other people after him.
Well, even say not just Haaland. Again, it could be Kane or Lukaku. Because the thing is, I don't want to say if we can't necessarily get the first choice target for some reason, I don't want to end up buying Belotti or Immobile or Andre Silva, players who are not of the quality. Because it's the same. It's the same thing as saying we can't get Alisson and we have to buy Kepa.
But can we get away with signing a Hakimi, which improves our squad? I think still improves our squad. But then have a Havertz and Werner combination up front. Can we get away for another season doing that? And
yes, because they're of the quality. But again, it's at least that is better than say buying a B Tech or C Tech level striker just because of saying, oh, we need a striker, and then all of a sudden you end up having the Kepa situation where we've signed him on a contract and he's not good, and then we can't offload him and he's dead within the squad. We have the Bakayoko situation. We have the Marcus Alonso situation. We have situations where we're buying C-Tech level players because we can't get our first choice targets for whatever reason. And instead of maybe waiting another year for them, we end up rushing in the market for someone. And then ruining the squad overall.
Yeah. No, I get that. I do get that. And I was just looking at a tweet that one of the guys in the chat said as well about, he said, check out Absolute Chelsea. And basically the tweet just says about Chelsea and PSG are interested in Barcelona midfielder Pjanic. And that was about 4 minutes ago. I don't know how serious that is. I don't think.
No.
I hope it's not serious anyway.
Random rubbish, man.
Pjanic was amazing when he was at Roma, and that's probably should have been the time we should have bought him. Now he's old, and I don't think right now he's an upgrade on Jorginho.
He's not. And the other news actually just come through as well is Maurizio Sarri is incredibly keen on getting Loftus-Cheek to Lazio this summer, and now he's pushing hard to bring the player to Rome on an initial loan deal with an option to buy. So that was from Fabrizio Romano as well. So that's got truth in it, that one.
Yep.
So,
I say do it. it.
Give him Loftus-Cheek. He's best for Loftus.
Like I hope Loftus-Cheek thrives in there. Is it Serie A? Is it Sarri?
Yeah, Lazio Serie A.
Yeah, okay, Lazio.
There.
And hopefully in us doing that, it might make him want to get Kepa, because I've seen a few links, and again, if we can offload him, it might make the board rush. Well, not rush, but it might make the board actually focus on getting a goalkeeper. a backup goalkeeper.
Well, the thing is, in terms of positions, obviously we know we need a striker. I think the Hakimi thing caught us a bit off guard because I didn't think we'd be interested in a right wing back, and we've done that. So this, who else? What other positions would you prioritise other than them two? Would it be a DM? Would it be a centre back? Would it be a goalie?
It'll be a
Would it
centre
be a
back
left back?
next.
No,
Left
I
back,
said,
right wing back?
No, if we get a right wing back, we're not gonna go for a centre back. I guarantee it. Reece James
We-
or something be pushed into it.
We
We
need
have a
to
lot of centre
centre.
backs.
Them, we
I feel like
we only have 3 quality midfielders right now. Like Kante's, he's world class, but he's injury prone. Kovacic had injuries last season, and Jorginho is someone who I know Jem doesn't like him, but he is quality. But he's gonna burn out when he's like you saw it last season near the end. He was playing so many games that he burnt out a bit, and when you burn out, you tend to lose focus, and you can't have that on the pitch when he's meant to be conducting. So unless it's a clear upgrade or potential future upgrade, so Verratti right now is a clear upgrade, or bringing in someone, even though Verratti is also under, or bringing in someone like, I mean, Tchouameni's different, but again, I haven't seen him, so I can't comment on Tchouameni. But bringing in someone like, say, Locatelli, who would cost, maybe now because of the Euros, like 50, 60 mil, but is someone who would be for the future. Okay, well, whatever. But someone who would come in and is immediate quality and is also long term for the future, I think that is more important than getting a centre back. Even though I don't necessarily rate our centre backs, but it is more important than midfield.
I hear that. I agree to a degree with what Prime's saying, to be honest, as well. I do think Haaland's. I do think if he's available and he's there and Chelsea are going to get him, I think we should just get him. I don't think it will be as easy next season because obviously his contract clause goes down to 70 mil and there'll be a lot more clubs that will financially be ready to go for him, you know. So I feel like if we're going to do it, we just have to do it. But the only problem is that he's got some astronomical wages. He's going to want at least nearly $500,000 apparently in wages, which is ridiculous. Our highest paid player is N'Golo Kante, who's on 280 or 90k a week at the moment.
Wrong there.
The problem you got then is once Haaland comes in on that wage, other players are going to demand something close to it as well. So it's going to be interesting, you know.
The reason he's going to be on a super high wage is how much it's going to cost as well. 150 million, like, he's a massive signing. And if he obviously helps, like, bring the title to Chelsea, like, I think he deserves whatever he gets as well.
No, because Chelsea don't pay in terms of participation. Most likely, like with the Havertz deal, when a few Arsenal fans are going about how we're going to pay teams the same pay, most guys pay bonus. So, say if he wins the Champions League, he gets that kind of wage or he gets that bonus. That's how it
No, he'll be on a high wage. He will.
He'll be about 250 up to 3.
Yeah, 250. That's a high wage. That's what I'm about. Like 250. I'm not.
Wouldn't there? There'll be bonuses.
Probably, yeah. If he scores a certain amount of goals or whatever, there probably will be. But like, it'd be like 250. He'd be on, and I think that'd be fine. As long as we don't go over 300k, I'm all good.
Ram, what's your thoughts on Haaland? I mean, as a Liverpool fan, I'm assuming you're worried that if Chelsea get him, they could really be serious contenders. But do you feel like Chelsea can get it done this season, or do you think it's going to sort of blow over?
This season, I don't think so. I think if you look at Borussia Dortmund's policy, they only let one superstar go per season. You saw it with Mario Götze and Robert Lewandowski. They went in separate seasons. They could have got a lot of money for Robert Lewandowski, but you know how the policy is. We let go of one superstar every transfer window. So
yeah,
I have a feeling it's going to be the case of Haaland's going to move to Bayern Munich. The whole switcheroo, you know how Bundesliga is like. Finally, get every single young gem from Germany. So it's one of those. But if you lot get Haaland, like I said on the Football Terrace, the only way Liverpool can compete with Chelsea and if Man City get Harry Kane is by signing Robert Lewandowski, which is never going to happen. So,
or Mbappe, which you guys want to.
No, not Mbappe. No, Lewandowski. Lewandowski is the only one that can come in and be like, we're gonna challenge you lot. I think Mbappe is great, but I think a striker is what we need, and Lewandowski is the complete package because he can do
What
things
about
in that
Jota?
role and he scores goals.
What about
was
Jota?
that?
He gets you goals, doesn't he?
Jota
Jota
can't
gets you
go
goals.
down.
He's not a number. Look, he's
No,
not.
he's
a
not
number 9.
Lewandowski. I know, yeah, but he gets
No, but
goals
he's not
though.
a number 9. I don't want him to play number 9. I want him to play wing. He's better as a winger compared to a number 9. I think
Well,
we saw
he's
the best
backup
of
winger,
Diogo.
won't he?
Yeah, the best we saw of Diogo Jota, like the United game, he played on the left wing. He was very good against United. And that's how good he is on the left wing. So I like
hear
to
that.
keep him there.
He screwed me in that Portugal game.
Yeah, I think.
Well,
I
it's,
think
it's football now. Now who's playing? Someone's playing now. Now who's playing?
It's
to be fair.
Napoleon.
Sweden and
Yes,
no,
on that
Sweden,
note,
Slovakia.
I don't
yeah.
on
know.
that note, let's tie it up. Let's finish it off there, guys. Thank
Yes,
you very, very
Sweden.
much. Thank you very, very much for tuning in to GNA TV as always. We'll be back to do some watch-alongs over the weekend as well, so make sure you tune in for that. Please make sure you subscribe to the channel. Twitter links are below in the description. You've got the Instagram page, which is the link is in the description below as well. And we will see. Hopefully, the next time you see me talk about Chelsea news, Hakimi will be in blue. So you never know. We'll have to see. But yeah, people have a good rest of your day. Obviously, going into the weekend and that. And take care of yourselves and see you all again soon.
VIP, still key. Like Bando, bitch, oh please, yeah. Brand new whip, no keys, yeah. Get down on knees, yeah, yeah.